Next, former Gary Tin employees that elect to return will receive a startup incentive for a period of 6 months from the date they return to their former incumbent Gary Tin positions. The startup incentive rate shall be the average IPP from the year 2022 of the employee's former incumbent Gary Tin DRO unit, or the IPP for the employee's current DRO unit, whichever is higher. So essentially, for 6 months, if you elect to return, you're going to receive whatever it was the incentive on that line that you're working was for the average incentive was for the year of 2022. A lot of our brothers and sisters talked about how in 2022 it wasn't a good year, right? We weren't running that well. The average is probably not going to be very high. I imagine that is why they chose the year of 2022. The second problem is that it's only for 6 months. Now, President Lash had mentioned that he believes that we're going to run approximately 15,000 tons of tin a month. In the last leadership meeting that we had, the plant manager said that he's thinking 12 to 20,000 tons a month. But either way, let's say it's 20,000 for the first year. That's what he said. That is not enough to get us to and above the average IPP. So after 6 months, and I mentioned this in the meeting, at the six stand, we averaged 1,000 tons a turn. We have hit well over that numerous times, but we're about 1,000. So let's say it's 20. And they listed out how many crews and all that, right? So at the six stand, we're talking 2 crews. So that's going to be 5,000 tons a crew, right? Let's say, we're running 1,000 tons. That's 5,000 a week, 10,000 a week for 2 crews. Within 2 weeks, we are now out of iron. It probably won't go that way. It's probably going to be up, down, up, down, up, down, which means we're never going to make that much money. But then when you move on to the next one, the company retains the right to temporarily assign former incumbent Gary Tin employees to their former Gary Tin jobs at the company's discretion, beginning upon the parties' execution of this MOA and continuing through December 31st, 2028. The parties agree that such employees will receive a special allowance pursuant to Article 9, Section A2 of the BLA, where applicable, as a result of the temporary assignment. One, I don't know why we agreed to this. This is already in the contract. This didn't need to be here. It's in the contract. Of course, if you make me go somewhere that I'm not supposed to be, you have to pay me the special allowance, which is defined in the contract. We're not really sure what that's all about, aside from the fact that they put a date of December 31st, 2028, guaranteeing that they can do this to you for over 2 years. Now, pair this with the last one, right? So let's say, and I'm using myself as a reference for a lot because this affects me too, so I can put myself in these shoes, right? So I work at the six stand. I worked at the six stand. Let's say that I choose to go back. Let's say, take another person, Chris Pena. He also works at the six stand. Let's say he doesn't choose to go back. Both of us are forced. Let's say that both of us are going to be forced for 1 year. So for 6 months, we're going to make the average in 2022 or what it was that we made where we came from. Now also, we're currently working in the same place. So let's say that where we came from is higher than the average, okay? So both of us are going to make that incentive and our labor grades of where we're working. Cool. 6 months goes by. Everything's cool. Now 6 months and 1 day, he's going to continue to make that incentive over there. I'm now going to make whatever the line incentive is, which we just talked about how if we're not getting enough iron through there, we're not going to be producing enough. The incentive certainly is not going to be good. He's going to make more money than me while working right next to me. That's not right. That is not the union way. That goes against everything that I've ever believed in unions. The next one. The company may implement alternative work schedules within Gary Tin without further approval through December 31st, 2028. Yet again, loss of rights. Giving up contractual language that says that we have to agree. Now, Mr. Lash did say regarding this that, well, it's hard for us to even get AWSs when we do want them, so we figured, what's the harm? Well, the harm is you're not supposed to give up your rights.